It is time to crown our 2026 Mario Sluggers League Champions as we get ready for the final game of the MSLCS, where the winner of tonight's game will walk away as your champions. I cannot say enough about this series and this season in general. It has been beyond phenomenal from start to finish, and this game should be no different. I'm MC Ballyhoo here with my good buddy Boom Boom. Tell us what we may want to look for in this one, Boom Boom.
Well, MC, after two very different games, we've arrived exactly where everyone hoped we would. A winner-take-all Game 3. The Wilds leaned on timely power to take Game 1. The Monarchs answered with an offensive explosion in Game 2. And now it all comes down to one final showdown. The matchup on the mound is fascinating. Daisy was outstanding this season with a sparkling 0.39 ERA. And after the Monarchs' offensive performance in Game 2, she'll have plenty of confidence her team can back her up. Across the diamond, the Wilds are sticking with decisive. Her regular season ERA doesn't jump off the page, but this lineup has shown all year they trust her to compete and keep them in games. Offensively, it's strength against consistency. Donkey Kong still headlines the Wilds with 10 home runs and 19 RBIs, while Funky Kong finished the regular season batting an incredible .846, but the Monarchs have proven they don't need to rely on one superstar. The entire Monarchs lineup can all string together quality at-bats, and that's exactly what they did in Game 2. The biggest question tonight is simple. Which identity wins out? Does the Wild's power come through one more time, or do the Monarchs' balanced offense and elite pitching finish the comeback? After everything these teams have accomplished this season, it's only fitting that the Mario Sluggers League Championship comes down to the wire.
Now let's take a quick look at how these two teams' stats compare. After just these two MSLCS games they've played against each other, they look a bit one-sided, don't they, Boom Boom?
They do at first glance, MC. But that's exactly why you've got to be careful with small sample sizes. Those numbers are heavily influenced by that 14-2 Monarchs win in Game 2. The Monarchs have outscored the Wilds 15-4 across the series, are hitting over .600, and have been outstanding on the mound with a 2.00 ERA on paper. They've controlled almost every statistical category. But here's the catch. The only stat that really matters is that the series is tied 1-1. The Wilds proved in Game 1 they don't need a dozen hits to win. They got the big swing from Critter, pitched just well enough, and took the opener. Meanwhile, the Monarchs answered with one of the most dominant offensive performances we've seen all season. So despite how lopsided these numbers look, they're each just one win away from the championship. And that's why Game 3 should be an absolute classic.
Well, I cannot wait any longer, so let's get this thing started. Diddy Kong will lead off our final game of the season. He batted nearly .500 on the year and takes the first pitch over for a strike.
Daisy wasted no time painting that inside corner with ease.
Diddy Kong lines it into right center. That'll drop in for a leadoff hit to start this one off for the Wilds. That'll bring up Dixie Kong, who batted a phenomenal .688 on the season. Here's Daisy with the pitch. Hit slowly up the middle, tough play, over to second for one, and over to first, and just barely gets Dixie Kong for the double play. Man, that was close.
I think Dixie Kong jumped over the bag. Otherwise, she may have been safe.
Tiny Kong hits a grounder that barely squeaks through, and she gets on for a base hit to keep the inning alive for Donkey Kong. And he is the reigning MVP and likely the MVP of this season for a reason. Swung on and drives it into left field, but not enough on it, and Red Toad hauls it in for out number 3.
Peach and Daisy on the mound have been phenomenal in keeping Donkey Kong in check. They haven't allowed him a hit yet this series. They've completely shut him down.
They've shut him down in a way that no one has this season. He's still a factor because even when slumping, he lives in every player on the opposing team's head rent-free. Toadette stands in currently with a 2-0 count. Line drive towards second and caught by Critter for the first out.
Did your feed freeze for a second when she swung? Mine did.
Mine did too. Better not be Fawful trying to hack into the live feed again. Peach gets on base here with a textbook single up the middle.
I dare Fawful to try to mess with this game. I'm only semi-retired, so he can still catch these hands if he wants to try us.
Daisy is at the plate now as she takes the first pitch inside for ball 1. She ropes the next pitch down the left field line, and it drops into fair territory. Peach thinks about going to third, but holds up on a good throw by Baby DK. Runners at first and second now for the Monarchs with 1 out. And that brings in the power threat for the Monarchs, Petey Piranha. swings and drives it on the ground to third. Funky Kong tags third and throws to first to nail the double play to get them out of the jam and end the first inning. It remains a scoreless game. Let's now take a moment or two to turn it over to Pauline, who was able to speak to both captains prior to this game. It's all yours, Pauline.
Thanks, MC. Before first pitch tonight, I had the chance to visit with both clubhouses. And while both teams know this is the biggest game of the season, they couldn't be approaching it more differently. There wasn't any panic on either side, just a quiet confidence that the work they've put in all year has prepared them for this moment. Princess Peach told me the Monarchs' biggest focus was staying aggressive without trying to do too much. She said Game 2 reminded everyone what they're capable of when they trust their approach and keep passing the bat to the next hitter. I also asked her about Donkey Kong, who still hasn't recorded a hit in this series. Peach smiled and said that isn't by accident. The Monarchs have made him their top priority, and she believes if they continue to limit the Wild's biggest power threat, they'll give themselves an excellent chance to bring home the championship. On the other side, Donkey Kong wasn't concerned at all about his own numbers. He told me baseball is a team game, and if the Monarchs want to spend all their attention trying to keep him off the bases, that creates opportunities for players like Critter, Funky Kong, and King K. Rool to do damage. He said his only goal tonight is to make winning plays, whether that's with the bat, the glove, or simply setting the table for someone else. So the mindset is clear. The Monarchs believe they've found the formula to neutralize the Wild's biggest star, while the Wilds believe they have enough weapons that one player doesn't have to carry the load. With the series tied at 1 game apiece and a championship on the line, it'll be fascinating to see which philosophy wins out. Back to you guys.
Thank you so much, Pauline. The Monarchs sat down the Wilds with Daisy ending the inning with a beautiful strikeout of Brown Critter. The Monarchs have Blue Toad up now as he looks to kick off a rally. He lines this one into shallow center field that drops in for a leadoff hit.
Blue Toad has gotten on base every single at-bat this championship series. They just can't get him out.
Now Red Toad steps in. He hit 500 on the season, and he will get on base here with a single up the middle. Monarchs now have 2 runners on with no outs.
Yeah, and this is how the Monarchs score. They just take turns getting singles with a double spread out here and there, one after another as the runs come across the plate.
Baby Daisy up and hits a line drive, caught by Donkey Kong tag second, and throws over to first for the triple play. And that will end the inning, keeping the game knotted up at 0 as we head into the third.
Wow, sometimes you get lucky and hit the ball in the perfect spot. But as you saw there, sometimes you get unlucky and just hit the ball in the absolute worst spot. The dive pretty much landed DK right on second base, and the throw to first was all he really had to do after making the catch.
Baby DK up now, and he lines it for a base hit to lead it off for the Wilds. Baby DK has also gotten on base every at-bat this series.
And interestingly, he didn't have the most success during the regular season, but he's turned it on here in the championship series.
Diddy Kong swings and misses for strike 1. Here comes the follow-up pitch. Line drive up the middle that gets through for another hit. Diddy Kong is now 2 for 2, as that gives the Wilds 2 runners on with no outs. Dixie Kong up now, and she'll look to continue the rally. Pitch on the way, swing, and goes the other way with it, and it gets down in shallow left for a base hit to load the bases for the Wilds. That brings in Tiny Kong up now in a huge spot with the bases loaded and no outs. She'll have the chance to give the Wilds the first lead of this final game of the championship series. Daisy delivering the flower ball pitch, though, and she pops it up, and this will trigger the infield fly rule. Baby Daisy makes the catch for the first out, but the bases are still loaded for Donkey Kong.
Yeah, this is exactly what DK wants.
Here comes the pitch. Oh, Donkey Kong is using his barrel swing. Hits it directly at Peach, and it knocks her back, but it stays in the infield. Baby Daisy collects it and will have no play. Most importantly, though, a run comes across to score and give the Wilds the lead here.
I'm surprised to see that kind of restraint from Donkey Kong. He decided to take a pretty much guaranteed single run, trying to drive in 4 runs with a grand slam.
I think it shows confidence in his teammates to drive the rest of them in. King K. Rool will get a shot right now to do so. But he hits a weak grounder that's fielded, throw to second for 1, and over to first for the double play, and that will retire the side for the Wilds in the 3rd inning. But they do score 1 run and take the lead here.
And hindsight will be 20/20 after this one is said and done, and you may end up saying that. Donkey Kong should have swung for the fences and tried to make this a 4-0 ball game. But for now, they have the lead, and that's what you need at this time. Sometimes 1 run is all it takes.
Now Toadsworth stands in as the Monarchs look to respond this inning. Slow grounder up the middle. Donkey Kong gets to it and throws to first for out number 1.
I will say, considering this seems to be a pitcher's duel, I do think going for the one safe run was a good call. We'll see later if it was enough, but I think it was the right choice at the time.
Time will tell. Baby Peach up now for the Monarchs. She hits another slow grounder to Donkey Kong, who fields and throws to first for the second out.
Dixie Kong has really done a great job cooling off these hot bats from yesterday's game.
Toadette stands in now. She's 0 for 1 tonight so far. Dixie Kong sends the second pitch, hits a hard liner leap, and caught by Tiny Kong at first base to end the third inning.
Just an easy 1-2-3 inning from Dixie Kong there. You couldn't draw it up much better than that. The Monarchs got to try to channel some of that heat from yesterday today, or the Wilds will walk away with the championship.
Here's the hot-hitting Funky Kong up to bat. He smashes the ball way back into left center field. The fielder's backing up, leaping, caught by Toadsworth, who was launched in the air to rob Funky Kong of a home run. That keeps the game at 1-0 for now.
They should lock Toadsworth up for robbery because he's been stealing quite a few home runs lately. Once he found out his old knees can handle it, he's been going wild with it.
Critter stands in now. He singled earlier this game. Daisy loading up the pitch. Line drive, and it's caught by Baby Peach, who leapt up high for it, and that's the second out.
Those tiny legs can hop.
Brown Critter is now at the plate. Struck out last time. Lines this one into left, and it's caught for the third out.
The Monarchs have 6 outs left to get themselves back in this one. So far, they're only down 1, but they're looking at their championship hopes crashing after their hot game yesterday.
Peach will look to be the catalyst that starts the fire here as she leads off the bottom of the fourth. Hit softly up the middle and diving stop by DK, throw to first, and that sits Peach down for the first out.
I know Peach and Toadsworth will have their players calm and composed, but they're only 5 outs away from going home without the trophy now.
But the Monarchs have their most reliable bats up, Daisy being one of them. And she absolutely blasts this one straight away to center field. Diddy Kong at the wall. It bounces off of the wall, and Daisy will jog into second with a 1-out double.
I don't know if Diddy Kong lost track of it or something, but I would have thought he would have jumped or even climbed the wall for that one. Oh well. Runner on second now with the big bat at the plate.
And Petey Piranha obliterates it deep to left field. Baby DK watching it with his back against the wall. It crashes off the thwomp and stays in play, apparently. Daisy holds it third, and Petey gets in with a double.
Man, that was a close one. I thought it bounced on the top of the wall and then back into play, but the thwomp debris really obscured any visibility of the ball. So hard to tell.
Blue Toad will have the opportunity to drive a runner or two in now. He singled his last at-bat. Uses a star swing and blasts it into the left center gap, and this one is going to roll to the wall. A run comes across and another on the way. That's 2 runs across for the Monarchs on a Blue Toad base hit. And just like that, the Monarchs take the lead 2-1 here in the bottom of the fourth.
Blue Toad has been a superstar this series. He's the series MVP in my opinion. He's just a laser shot in the gap. He just keeps getting hits, and in crucial spots, too.
It's now Red Toad's turn with a runner on first and just 1 out. Takes the first pitch for a strike. Sends the second pitch to right center that gets down for another hit, and both Toads are on base now for the Monarchs, still with just 1 out. Now we'll get Baby Daisy at the plate with a runner in scoring position. She's 0 for 1 tonight, and she puts a lot behind this one, and it's traveling high and deep to right center. Diddy Kong gets in position and makes the catch for a loud second out.
That was quite the swing from Baby Daisy. In some parts, that would have been a home run.
Toadsworth will now stand inside the batter's box. And speaking of home runs, he stole a homer from Funky Kong tonight. He lines it to Donkey Kong, who makes the catch. And that's the third and final out of the fourth inning as we head into what could be our final inning of the 2026 Mario Sluggers League season.
And now suddenly the Wilds are on the ropes. 3 outs left for them to come back, otherwise their season ends without the championship trophy.
Peach fields a first pitch grounder and throws to first, and that's out number 1. 2 outs remain.
That's the first time Baby DK has failed to get a hit this series, and that's the worst time for that streak to end.
Daisy sends the flower ball pitch. Diddy Kong foolishly swings at it and pops it up in the infield. Baby Daisy makes the catch, and that's the second out. 1 out away from the Monarchs, taking the championship trophy back home to the Mushroom Kingdom.
Oh man, I'm on the edge of my seat.
Dixie Kong will need to do everything in her power to keep it going here. It's a line drive, and it's caught by Peach. That is the season. And the Peach Monarchs are your 2026 Mario Sluggers League champions. This was a team that didn't have the big power numbers, but they played the fundamentals to a T with phenomenal pitching, fantastic leadership, clean fielding, and bats that could just keep the hits coming.
What a season and what a series. Man, I'm happy for the Monarchs, but I'm so sad it's over. They earned this, though. They came out and played their hearts out. They were the underdogs, but they came out and not only showed that they belonged, but they're taking the championship trophy home with them.
Not only that, they absolutely dominated Game 2. Now our game's MVP is Blue Toad. He was perfect at the plate all series, and tonight he drove in both the tying and winning runs.
Yeah, he was literally unstoppable at the plate. Peach just knows how to surround herself with a reliable supporting cast, and this championship win is a testament to that.
And here's our final box score for this one. Boom, boom. I know pretty much all that could be said about this one has been said, but what stood out to you from this game?
What a finish to this championship series. The Monarchs didn't overwhelm the Wilds offensively, but they delivered when it mattered most. Daisy, Peach, Petey Piranha, Blue Toad, and Red Toad all contributed hits, with Blue Toad driving in both championship-winning runs. That was the difference in a tight 2-1 ballgame. And you have to give Daisy tremendous credit on the mound. She went the full 5 innings, allowing just 1 run on 7 hits while adding a strikeout. Donkey Kong finally broke through with his first hit of the series and drove in the Wild's only run. But Daisy never let their powerful lineup build a rally around him. Dixie Kong pitched well enough to keep it close, but the Monarchs' timely hitting and championship-caliber pitching carried them to the 2026 Mario Sluggers League title, and I'm so happy for them. They deserved it.
Indeed they did. Both of these teams did, but only one could take it home. What an incredible journey it has been. Tonight, the Peach Monarchs have officially etched their names into Mario Sluggers League history as the 2026 champions. They answered every challenge this season with poise, teamwork, and championship-caliber baseball. From their dominant pitching staff to their relentless lineup, the Monarchs proved that when the biggest moments arrived, they were ready to rise to the occasion. Congratulations to Princess Peach and every member of the Monarchs organization on an unforgettable championship season. And what a season it's been for the Mario Sluggers League as a whole. We witnessed towering home runs, unbelievable defensive gems, dramatic comebacks, unforgettable rivalries, an exciting all-star game, and a championship series that went the distance. Every team gave us something to remember, and together they helped make this season one we'll never forget. Before we leave you for one final time this year, we'd like to extend our heartfelt thanks to everyone who made this season possible, to the players who gave us unforgettable moments, to Boom Boom, Professor Egad, Cranky Kong, Eldstar, and all of our wonderful commentary team, to Pauline and our reporters in the field, to our incredible production crew working behind the scenes. Thank you all for bringing the Mario Sluggers League to life. And most importantly, thank you, the fans. Whether you watched every game, cheered on your favorite team, celebrated the big moments, or joined us for the very first time, this league wouldn't exist without your passion and support. We hope you've enjoyed this season as much as we've enjoyed bringing it to you. For everyone here at the Mario Sluggers League, I'm MC Ballyhoo saying thank you for spending this season with us. Congratulations once again to the 2026 champion Peach Monarchs. Until next season, good night and joy be with you all.